Hello everybody, it's Larry. Welcome to today's video. We're going to look. It appears that Ancestry has released a new messaging system. We put a poll up on the Facebook group and said, hey, how many of you have the new Ancestry messaging system? And the options were yes, no, and there's a new messaging system? What's that? And that one took the lead. And so now it appears that at least I have it, and there's hopes now that it is rolling out to everybody soon. Now, when you go to it, you have to actually go to it, and right here there's the little mail icon. Go to the mail icon, and it'll pop up a message and tell you, you've got a new messaging system. And in doing so, it'll convert your old messages into the new database format, and it will give you information if this person is online so that you can correspond with them. It's pretty much like the email system. If those of you have used Gmail and stuff like that, you've got your topics of the message over here on the left. You got your stuff here in the middle. What it's added is, any trees or information that's related to you. And, right here, it's got a nice quick block user. So if the correspondence gets out of control, or I think in the sense of privacy, sometimes, family just doesn't want to be contacted. And so it made it real easy to block. I'm not a fan of that because a lot of times, especially me with the DNA surprise, that makes it a little too easy. I think it should have maybe a pop-up box that follows it and say, are you really sure? Because when you're dealing with kinships and things of this nature, when a first or second cousin or maybe a child is making that contact with the dad, I can see you wanting to block it. And I do see the ease of access. But that big block thing that right there, that's just a little too easy because emotions can get in play. You click on it, you forget you've clicked on it, and then the person's like, well, okay, the next time they contact me, I'll go ahead and I'll correspond, or I'm ready to correspond now. So I wish that it was a little bit more in that area, but I mean, it is what it is. But it's got some nice features. I mean, it's much better than the old system. Good grief. The old system, you try to do a search, like right up in here, it wouldn't find squat. I'm sorry, Ancestry, it wouldn't. I've had the surnames right here, or the names of the people I'm trying to get right here. I've typed it in exactly, done a search, and it come up, no matches. It's like, I cancel out my search, and there it is. So I know it's there. Now, before you think that, look here, Chris Kringle, Santa Claus, Mrs. Claus, obviously these are not real names. Betty White, if you say there's Betty White. Okay, I put her on there, but it's 98 years old, kind of out of respect to Betty. So this is Betty White, 98 years old. This is not the real Betty White, just so you know. That's not Roger Moore from James Bond or Willie and Waylon. Yeah, look, Waylon's got two different ones. But you do see the icons, but AZ. Reba, maybe she's in Arizona, I don't know. But anyway, so there you have it. That's the new Ancestry messaging system. There are a couple things. If you click this X and it closes this box over here, you can click on the name right here and it opens it back up. Now, normally I would do that, but because we're dealing with the messaging system, you get some page refresh and stuff, and I want to be able to keep, like right here it says Betty White has not taken a DNA test, or it's not a DNA match. If I start closing and doing that, it pops stuff open, it refreshes, and I don't want to have it refresh and not be able to hide the names. So that's why we're not actually closing it. But if you click on this X right here, this goes away, this message goes full screen, and right here you can just click on the name. There'll end up being a little arrow right here to let you know. And what this arrow here, normally the arrow means this would scoot right, but it doesn't. This opens this pane here. So if you click on this right here, click on that, it opens this pane. Well, there you have it. It's a new messaging system. I like it. I like the interface, much cleaner. Searches seem to be much better. And so I'm really looking forward to this. I mean, before, to be honest with you, I avoided the messaging system at all costs. Now, one last thing before we go. And this is just a tip and tip, trick, or hack that we've talked about in previous videos. When you email somebody for the first time, when you contact them through the messaging system, always include your email address. You never know if this person is still a subscriber, if they still log in, if they still even remember their login. Maybe it's been so long ago. And if you include your email, the message actually goes to them as a notification. And when it does, they'll actually see it in their email and see the corresponding email to write back to you. So any contact information that you're wanting to share, put it in there for them, and that way, they'll be able to contact you back. All right? Well, hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give a thumbs up. If you know somebody that doesn't know about the new Ancestry messaging system, send this over to them. Have them get a first peek. We'll talk to you soon.